Hi, and welcome to my presentation on the Enneagram. So, the Enneagram is a way of identifying your certain personality type. The Enneagram sorts personalities from a 1 to 9 range, and for each type, there is a name associated with it. So, first, I just want to introduce kind of how I will be displaying this information. So I'm going to split it up into 3 sections. In the world of Enneagram, these are called triads. So you have the gut triad, the heart triad, and the fear triad. And within each triad, there are three numbers and personality types associated in that triad. So, something to know about the Enneagram is you will feel very called out and probably offended. This is because the Enneagram does not shy away from pointing out every aspect of a person and of their personality. This means that the good and the bad is all included in it. And so you might feel attacked at times, but as Ian Cron says in the book, he says this is normal, and this means that you are supposed to be with that number, and that is a number that describes your personality. Something I love about the Enneagram is it is an amazing way to gain knowledge about yourself and about others. So I think this is important because if you know kind of how your friends react in certain situations or how they sort through their emotions, you will be able to love them better. And if you know these things about yourself, you'll be able to kind of tell your friends or your family members, and that way they can love you well. I want to point out that I've gained this knowledge mainly from the book The Road Back to You, written by Ian Morgan Cron, and the 2 podcasts I have on the side. So Understanding Your Enneagram and Enneagram and Coffee. These are very well-known podcasts about the Enneagram, and I highly recommend both of them. So, I hope that by the end of this presentation, you'll be able to identify your personality type with one certain number. I'm giving a pretty generalized view about all of them, but that is my goal. So let's get right into it, starting with the gut triad. I'm not sure why, but in every Enneagram book that you read from start to finish, they always start with type 8. So within the gut triad, that is where anger is dealt with. So a type 8 externalizes anger, a type 9 forgets anger, and a type 1 internalizes anger. More specifically, a type 8 is the challenger. They are powerful, confident, decisive, and confrontational. A type 8 will stand up for anything they believe in, and they will stand up for you as well. So they are a really great friend in that sense. A type 9 is the peacemaker. They are agreeable, complacent, easygoing, and receptive. So these are the kind of people that will go with the flow, whether they feel a certain way about it or not. And they are also a really great friend because they're flexible and they will work with you in any situation. Type 1, they're called the reformer, also called the perfectionist. They are a perfectionist, they exhibit self-control, they are rational, and they are purposeful. So a type 1 is organized and they are on top of it, but they also see the world very black and white. Moving on, we have the heart triad. So the heart triad deals with emotions. So the type 2 focuses their emotions outward onto others. A type 3 has trouble recognizing emotions in themselves and in others. And then a type 4 looks inward to see emotions. So digging deeper, a type 2 is the helper. They are caring, generous, demonstrative, and aware. So a type 2 is going to be a caretaker, a nurturer naturally, but they also are a people pleaser in that sense, and they find their worth in that. A type 3 is the achiever. So they are success-oriented, driven, and image conscious. They want to be known by everyone as someone who can get it all done and do it well. A type 4 is the individualist. So they are expressive, sensitive, temperamental, and in touch with their emotions. As I mentioned, they view emotions by looking inwards, and they reflect a lot on their life, and they just want to be their own person. Lastly, we have the fear triad. So within the fear triad, we have the type 5, which externalizes their fear, the type 6, which internalizes their fear, and type 7, which forgets their fear. So type 5 is called the investigator. They are innovative, secretive, intense, and self-reliant. So a type 5 is the person who wants to know all the answers to all the questions in a big discussion, and you'll kind of see their fear come out if they don't know all the answers. And type 6 is the loyalist. They are committed, responsible, engaging, and anxious. So a type 6, they are the best friends in the world. They will do anything for you and they will support you so well. Type 7 is the enthusiast. They are fun-loving, spontaneous, scattered, and extroverted. So a type 7 is the kind of person who's going to be everywhere and they're going to know everyone, but they kind of struggle to form those deeper connections because of their want to be on the move and to be spontaneous. So, in conclusion, I hope that you now have a pretty good idea of each of the triads and then each of the types within each triad. I hope that maybe you even feel strongly about a certain type, and maybe you feel that you identify with one. And I really urge you to investigate these types further, especially if you didn't feel like one resonated with you. Just a quick Google search or just a quick excerpt from The Road Back to You or from either of the podcasts. I highly recommend. They are great sources, and that's where I learned all of my information about the Enneagram. I hope that you maybe learned information about yourself or about loved ones. And I hope that this at least urged you to dig deeper and try and figure it out. So, lastly, I hope that you learned about the gut triad, which deals with anger, the heart triad, which deals with feelings and emotions, and the fear triad, which deals with fear and anxiety. Thank you so much for watching my presentation, and I hope you loved learning about the Enneagram.